Hello everyone, and welcome to today's iRacing video. We're here again at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, and we're getting underway with our VRS GT Sprint Series. Again, we continue with our kind of pseudo-series of the hunt for an A-Class license. We're right on the cusp of getting to that 3.0 safety rating, so hopefully we can.
Yeah, temp is 19 Celsius, V28.
So again, we're teetering right on that second to third split, depending on how many cars are still running this race. It is Monday here in...
Follow car number 27 in the right column.
It is Monday here in Australia where I am, so this is quite literally the last night that I can put in the time before Season 2 ends. So we are teetering right on that second to third bottom split, so second last to third bottom split. So again, we're ranked pretty low down the field, not super high on expectations, more just wanted to have a really good clean race and bump that safety rating up as best we can. We're just under 0.3 safety rating needed to be above that 3.0 precedence, qualifying me for promotion to A-Class license. So hopefully we have a good clean race. We're again here in the Lamborghini Huracan GT3. And we're going to get underway here shortly. The last video you guys would have seen, I would have been teetering around that 2.6. However,
we need to catch up to car number 27.
Tried to run one more race yesterday and got a invisible netcode.
Car right.
Got an invisible netcode.
Line. Clear right.
4X through Eau Rouge, spun me around, and it was a relatively boring race for the rest of it. So I thought, no point uploading it. I'll just focus more on getting a good race this go round.
Right side. Clear right.
Didn't really want to borrow that by the looks of it.
There's an incident in Lecombe. Well done, Oliver.
Stay nice and shallow through there. So guys, as we get underway here, if you are enjoying the content that you are seeing on the channel, please consider giving a like or subscribe. Checking out my Twitter in the description down below. It's just a way to keep yourself up to date with what's going on the channel, in my personal life, if anyone is interested. I don't understand why JP is being so aggressive if he let me through on that back straight. So yeah, Season 2 is wrapping up very, very quickly, and that elusive A-Class license isn't going to come very easily. So we're going to have to put in the last few strong efforts of the season here at one of my favourite tracks ever, and hopefully that results in us getting the promotion we need. I was going to say deserve, but we don't deserve it unless we get the safety rating we need. Been a few developments in the world of motorsport since last time I jumped on the sim rig. We had the Azerbaijan Formula 1 Grand Prix in Baku. If you don't want spoilers, cover your ears, skip 10 seconds ahead or something like that. However, your top three were Sergio Perez, Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari, and Pierre Gasly in the AlphaTauri, followed closely behind by Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris in P5. Pirelli will have some massive jobs before Paul Ricard in Canada to explain what happened with the hard compound tyres, which failed prematurely, resulting in Max Verstappen losing the lead of the race and causing Lance Stroll to have issues with his car.
Still there. Clear right.
Oh, someone shot off on the grass.
On your left. Clear left.
Fortunately was able to stay out of trouble.
Incident in Lecombe. We think it might be Hoekstra.
And then also we had the Circuit de Catalunya Barcelona in the MotoGP, Miguel Oliveira, and I think it was the two Ducatis that finished up in the top 3, followed by the Yamaha. Kind of a race of attrition there, with that one there had 5 or 6 bikes not even completing the race. And I think it was at corner 10 or 14 where they have recently modified that left-hander and repaved it. The riders were really struggling for grip out there. And yeah, and then finally, to wrap it up, you had the 24 hours of Nürburgring that ran, and I watched a little bit of it. I did know it got red flagged overnight due to the very thick and heavy fog that laced the track. However, I don't know the results. It was pretty difficult to stay engaged for the full 24 hours of the race. We're not going to make the same rookie mistake. We've already unticked tyres and unticked windshield tear-offs, so we won't get sucked into an unnecessarily long pit stop, which will be good, because I don't really feel like doing that. So we are slowly pushing that gap out to Frank behind, ever so slowly further back, and then Sergio, we are kind of just stagnating in terms of the gap between himself and us, but hopefully with him battling up ahead with Pavel Kritz ahead of him, we can slowly creep up onto that group. It's been a relatively clean start to the race. Was a little bit of a kerfuffle behind us here at this next complex of corners, however we were able to avoid it. I have also attempted to go through today and have a little bit of a flick through with my settings and config files in iRacing, hoping to fix the micro stutter issue. So hopefully it shouldn't be present in this video, and this will be the first test that I've done in a race scenario. So hopefully we should load us a lot smoother experience. Because it was getting a bit hard. Those stutters were coming at very inopportune times, resulting in me having to be unnecessarily cautious as not to completely bin it. I do love the new addition on Sim Labs, sorry, the color coding when positions are promoted and demoted. However, sometimes the system goes haywire and it forgets what position people are in. That's why you may notice excessive amounts of jumping. Alright, we've closed up greatly on the guys ahead. They are just hemorrhaging time. Slowly learning to be a little bit more confident through Rouge and Radeon, because that is one of the sections that I struggle in this car.
Okay, Oliver, the next car is Terry. There's an incident in Lecombe. It looks like it's Terry. Yellow flag, watch out. We think P6 has binned it in turn 9.
That was always the way they were going to go, with the way that they were nipping at each other's heels, diving up the inside every single opportunity they get. You should really be trying to set moves up, make them stick, and just not have to worry about yeah, having to have someone nip straight back onto you again. You should set your move up a few spots in advance and just try breeze past them on a straight or at a corner exit or into a braking zone in such a way to where it puts them on the back foot and are not able to retaliate. Got Mahi ahead. Mika, sorry. We still have Frank. He got through safely, which is great to see. So we just have to stay honest, focus on our racing. Not too concerned about iRating gains. I have, for the last week or so, been fluctuating around that 1.3 to 1.5k iRating, which I'm pretty happy with because I think it makes for some really good tight racing, provided you get people that have their heads screwed on straight. That being said, you will always have knuckleheads that will try to send it into every single corner they possibly can. So, not much you can do, but I find at that iRating level, it can be quite good racing, I find. This BMW is going to have me here on the straight, and I'm pretty cool with that. I'll let off the throttle into the braking zone.
Hold your line. Clear right.
It has just cost both of us a lot of time to the cars behind. And more importantly, quite a bit to the cars ahead. He outbroke himself when I made that overtake. Pretty well one of the easiest overtakes you could. So I'm happy to sit behind him, potentially conserve a little bit of fuel, just stay out of trouble. As long as he doesn't cost me too much time to the cars behind, I'm pretty happy to sit behind him and potentially put on a move towards the end of the race or through the pit stop. So 1.8 to Thomas behind. Keep our nose out of trouble, we are considerably quicker than that bunch of cars behind, so we should be able to just continue to extend that gap out as well as slowly creep up on these cars ahead. Oof. And that guy should be banned.
On your right. Clear right.
That guy should be banned, honestly. Oh, I think that BM might have a slowdown, given how much he chopped that corner up. Oh no, it doesn't look like it. However, I'm sure he had a brown trouser moment and had to lift off the throttle.
Okay, Oliver, our fuel window will open after 18 minutes and should close at about 30 minutes.
Very slow through there. I thought I could get through.
Car left. Clear left.
I'm letting Andrew straight through. Curious to see what he does through this section here in order to straight line that final chicane. Guess he didn't do it this time, and maybe he genuinely made a mistake and was able to salvage it. He went about it very stupidly.
P16.
I'm surprised it doesn't like either insta ghost you or insta ban you when it detects that you're going through a section that you shouldn't be going through with too much speed. I guess that does take a little bit of the simulation out of a simulator. However, I don't think it's simulated in real life, because I don't think anyone would physically go through a chicane like that straight on deliberately, as well as continuing the race. They would have had a catastrophic brake failure of some description, resulting in an early retirement from the race.
You've got half your fuel left.
Fifteen, 16 minutes through to the Grand Prix. Still got a little bit to go, but we'll get through. Hopefully. Oh, I could just... Damn, that's really unfortunate. I dropped a wheel going in, so I was all out of shape. Now we just can't make this a habit. Pavel has caught back up. The next car behind us. Not too much commentating to be done through this one. There's not really many topics to cover. I think I covered them all in the first.
Incident in Les Combes. Yellow flag, keep your wits about
90
you.
seconds. Have caught back up onto the back of this. There was obviously an issue. I think it's Sergio Greco.
There's an incident in Befania.
I don't know where that corner is. Befania. Got no idea. You see some fresh skid marks. Kept the gap to Pavel pretty well where it was. We've lost 0.2 of a second to him.
Incident in Blanchimont.
That's what I know who that is. Oh,
Yellow flag.
Good on that Lamborghini for staying put. He could have very easily been like, nah, I'm going to get back on track now. Decided better of it, which was good.
Alright, Oliver, come on, stay focused. Apexes and exits, apexes and exits. P15.
Gap's back out to 2 seconds now. Just kind of hoping it just floats around there for a little while. Just settle on in. 18 minutes or so into the grot, 19 and a half. So we'll be coming up on the pit stop in the next 6 to 8 odd. And again, a very long time spent in the pits here.
There'll be chances here. Let's make sure we can take them. We think P5 has binned it in. Puon. Okay, Oliver. We're halfway home.
I do know Puon. I'm pretty sure
10 minutes of fuel remaining.
Puon is this sweeping left-hander, and I'm pretty sure the only reason I know that's because that's where Giovinazzi went off. Like with 1 lap to go in the race.
The gap behind is now 2.0.
Still floating around that 2 seconds, which is good. Gaps remaining rather stagnant, unfortunately. Not super exciting racing. Really annoying that I dropped that single X there, because it was just ever so slightly over. I guess if you're over and you deserve a penalty, you deserve a penalty. Haven't seen anyone bounce through my relative.
V14.
Slightly deep. Ever so slightly too deep through there. I haven't seen anyone with the yellow pit number yet, and I do know the first few guys will start to jump in lap 10, lap 11, so wouldn't be surprised if we start to very quickly ascend through the order as people pit relatively early. Got about a 38-second gap to the lead car, Sebastian. So if he were to jump in the pits early, we would actually jump him in the pit stop, but then obviously once we jump in the pits, he would then re-overtake us. Someone took to the grass there. Let's see that it has started to drop off. I'm not sure if that's Sim Labs having a moment, but it says we're up in P12, which is pretty good. I'm not sure if people
The gap in front is now 4.7
have mistakes and just quit out.
Incident in the chicane. It looks like Montine.
And I think that's the first indication of people jumping into the pits, because my spotter is telling me people are jumping into the pits. It detects that as an incident because of how slow they're going. You might notice someone someone's name being grayed out on the relative in just a moment. No, we haven't seen anyone. Potentially was a mistake, but there is also a chance that they've just fallen off and they'll pop back in if they had a subpar internet connection. So there we go. We've kept that gap to Pavel pretty well, spot on 2 seconds for the last few laps now, which is great. Reckon we're going to get through this one. It'll call us in at the end of the next.
Incident in Bruxelles. It looks like it's Terry.
That was Avel, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, Sergio. I thought the guy behind me was a Terry as well. I might be wrong.
Okay, Oliver. 15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes. That's 5 minutes of fuel left.
So I might take this as an opportunity, a little bit of a quiet period in the video. Obviously, this being end of season week, you're not going to see a great deal of content. I'm actually going to be out of town due to work commitments over the next week and a bit. So that's why I'm racing Spa as heavily as I am. Hopefully going to get at least 4 or 5 videos lined up hunting down this A-class license. So you guys have a little bit of content to get you through until season...
Incident in the chicane.
Until season 3 kicks off.
The car in front is pitting.
Didn't realise JP Alfonso was gonna go in for a Hail Mary play.
Fumes, mate. In this lap, box this lap, 8th place.
Also, that slight bit of fuel we may have saved sitting behind Andrew may also be the reason why we are able to just push, even if it's 0.1, 0.2 more of a lap, allows you to push all the way through your stint as opposed to having to lift and coast through your closing sections. Also, guys, please feel free to let me know if you're liking the new array in terms of...
There's an incident in Eau Rouge. It looks like Simon.
If you are enjoying the new layout of the graphics in terms of fuel, relative standings, and advanced panel in the left hand, I'm really just trying to feel my way around and work out what's going to be the most conducive and give you guys all the information you want whilst not distracting me too much during the race. Like, I don't use the advanced panel. That's more for you guys as a quick glance over. Oh, he's in this gear, he's in this position, this is the speed he's doing.
The gap behind has now decreased to 3.5. They're quicker than you entering Huon. The leader is pitting now. The track temperature is decreasing. It's now 36 Celsius.
Very lucky not to get a second X there. So we're pretty well going to be at the 30-minute mark. It's going to be a 10-minute dash to the line.
Incident in the chicane. We think it might be Alvarez.
They'll all be jumping in the pits now. I doubt anyone will be able to do another lap. Oh.
The car ahead's pitting. Watch your speed. Pit lane speed limit is 60 kilometers per hour. Okay, Oliver. We'll pull you to the end.
So, 26 litres going in, so we did save a little bit more fuel. Typically, it's around the 27, 28. I know it's only 1 litre, but it does make a difference. So Tommy Pater, he might have taken a car out accidentally. Very tight right-hander because you're pretty much coming around that first apex corner. Through to Eau Rouge and Radion. So this is the endurance layout of Spa. So in the 6 hours of Spa, all the endurance facets of the race, this is the layout that they run with. So 26 litres, it might bump it up to about 27.5, 28 litres because I choose to overfill my cars ever so slightly just for a little bit of security. You can choose to underfuel it.
Simon is leading the race.
That's your prerogative. Alright.
There's a car approaching. Watch your mirrors. Stay behind the white line.
And this is a deceptively difficult pit exit to get out of because cars will very rarely be checking if the car's coming out of the pits, and will completely cut through the pit exit. They'll cross over that solid white line and they'll take you out. So by keeping our nose clear, we have been able to jump a few cars through pit stop. And that is the one thing I do like. If you can just keep your nose out of trouble and run deep into a race, it just means the likelihood of coming out in a pack of cars, which always costs you time, really, just benefits you extremely more. So if you were just battling someone, follow them into the pits, and then follow them out again, and you just battle. You're just going to be hemorrhaging time.
The gap in front has increased to 2.2 seconds.
That's where the term undercutting and overcutting is. So undercutting is the idea of coming in before the person ahead of you, getting fuel, fresh tires, but also the benefit of clear air, where you can just punch in perfect spot-on laps with exactly the lines you want without having to worry about defending, attacking, passing, back markers, anything. And the idea of overcutting is pitting later than the car ahead of you, but setting in some really solid laps before you pop into the pits, effectively jumping them as they get their tyres back up to temperature, should you take tyres, or just fuel. And having tyres that are already up to temperature does help with that process. So I don't think Tobias is going to be achievable in the Lamborghini ahead, given that he's setting 21.2s, very solid lap times ahead of us. I don't think that Lamborghini is going to be even
There's an
touchable.
incident in Eau Rouge.
Back marker popping in ahead of Tobias. He shouldn't really slow him down. As you can see, he's getting well and truly out of the way. So yeah, I also do appreciate, guys, how understanding everyone is being regarding upload schedules and everything like that. Keep in mind, obviously,
There's
being
an incident in Befania.
being
Who on? Yellow flag. Caution.
being a small YouTube channel, it's pretty much a one-man band. I'm doing every bit of editing, all the recording, rendering, all from 1 to 2 computers. I might do a small amount of editing on lunch breaks at work on my laptop. However, pretty well everything gets done on my main SimRig computer, and try my best not to get too sucked in to just spending all day every day.
Okay, Oliver. Hold your nerve.
On my
Just keep
computer.
it smooth. No mistakes.
So
A bit quicker than us entering. Who on?
I do very much so appreciate that, how understanding everyone has been regarding it though. I know last week my upload schedule was a little bit sporadic. Also, I have found that YouTube isn't always extremely kind to up-and-coming YouTube channels.
Keep digging. This isn't over yet. P13. 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
And sometimes uploading and like the actual checking of YouTube systems can sometimes be a little bit sporadic. So sometimes
Now 2.7 seconds.
it takes a very long time for my video to get released in 4K. So I don't really want to upload it if it's at 720p or 1080p. The reason why I go through the processes of upscaling it and putting all the extra work in at editing is so when you guys get the content, it's the best possible content you guys can be seeing. I'd rather put out less frequent content but be very happy with the content I'm putting out.
5 minutes remaining. 5 minutes left.
As opposed to just putting videos out every other day, because if I really wanted to, I could just every single time I race, oh yeah, I'm just going to record this irrespective of what the position is or whether it's that interesting to watch. I'd rather put out something with a little bit more substance and something I'm happy with. So for example, the reason why I don't mind uploading a video like this one, for example, is because there's a purpose behind it, showing you as I weigh up and make different decisions as my licensing hangs in purgatory, so to speak, in terms of will I get promoted, will I not get promoted. For example, Sergio gets right up on the back of my gearbox now. Do I fight him hard for effectively P13 and the I rating gain, potentially risking my my safety rating, or do I just let him through without any issues so I can ensure that my safety rating doesn't take any unnecessary penalty points? Also, sometimes it's good just to be able to have a chat on a quieter race like this one in that middle section, just to be able to have a little bit of chat, give you an update on what's going on the channel, because there are some races, especially ones that start from the back in these lower I-rated sessions, where you don't get an opportunity to talk, like those
the chicane. You need to push if we're going to hold this position.
like multi-class racing at Imola. I didn't really have a chance to really be talking about anything other than what was happening directly in front of me.
The gap behind is now 0.8. That's the fastest lap of the race.
We are punching in quicker laps than Tobias ahead. We have closed up on him quite quickly. Here in these closing stages, he might be ever so slightly saving fuel, but again, it's that age-old dilemma. Do I push myself for a P12, or do I settle with the awesome 16 position gain that I've had? He's much more committed through Eau Rouge and Raidillon. He's gained 0.4 of a second with that 1 or 2 sequence of corners. Don't want to take too much of that inner curb, risk dropping too much of that car off the track and getting that extra 1x. Depending on the pace that the leader is putting in, you either pretty well finish on the 40-minute mark or like 41, or you finish closer to that 43, 44. You can always get that additional lap potentially, or maybe not 44, but close to that 43-minute mark. And I think one of the big saving graces at the moment is Matteo behind Sergio is also attacking hard. So it's also keeping Sergio relatively honest in terms of not making any silly errors. So fortunately we were able to put in a really good few sequence of corners leading onto this back straight. So realistically, with a gap of 0.8 tenths of a second, really shouldn't be attempting to put a move on into the chicane unless I really made a mistake and had to wipe off a bunch of speed through that left-hander. And an early white flag, which is great. We just have to hope that, there we go, him going wide there pretty well means he won't be able to attack into this first corner.
One more to go. That lap time was
He'll be too busy going
2:22.13.
defensive.
Incident in Eau Rouge. Okay, Oliver, we estimate you've got 5 minutes of fuel remaining.
Good run up to Eau Rouge, relatively consistent with the rest of my laps, actually slightly quicker than what I have been normally doing. And it's good that Matteo behind with Sergio have now got into like a heated battle, because Matteo will be now concerned about defending that P14.
There's an incident in Bruxelles. Yellow flag. Watch out.
Completely unnecessary by that Lamborghini to bump me in the capacity that he did. Understand trying to maintain your position, but he'd already lost the position at that point. Really shouldn't have risked losing any more. Oh, now we play the defensive game, but this Lambo will have me through here. There's no way. That thing's running way more downforce than me. Way less downforce. Probably doesn't have as much damage as me either. He's going around the outside here though, mate.
Looks like P2's gone off in La Source.
Left side, clear left. Left side, clear left.
There we go. Just sticking to your guns. Nice and hard, straight to the line. Unfortunately got that silly 4X right there at the end, but not much I can do there.
P12,
So-
that's the finish. Well done.
P12, we went up 16 or 17 positions from the start of the race, which is a great result. So I am quite happy with that one there. Just really disappointed that I unfortunately got silly 4X for contact that was completely out of my control. Yeah. So what we're going to do here, guys, I'm just going to pull it up through here, and we're just going to quickly jump on into the results. So we'll jump on over there now. So what we're going to do here, guys, we're just going to quickly jump on into the results, and then we'll get out of here. So, one split, strength of field, 1556. That explains a fair bit. One lead change, had a 0.17 increase in safety rating. So that means we're going back to the line one more time tonight, and hopefully get us over that elusive 3.0 safety rating. Had a 28-point I rating increase, or up to 1406, which is a pretty good result. Started P20, car number of 29, started P28, finished in P12. So a pretty strong result overall. Really sucks with that final incident point, because if we had potentially not had that, I could have bet you bottom dollar we would have been over with that one there. And that Lambo finished way down the track. Where did it finish? There, Tobias. So he lost 3 positions effectively. He had 12 incident points, which is a bit unfortunate, but oh well, we still finished, which is a great result for us. So guys, that's going to do it for this video here, and we will catch you in the next one. Bye.